you can use chat. Go ahead, Sebastian.
I think the way I interpret it, and I'm sure the way we all kind of interpret it, is that, we see these people. So, like, satirical is basically comedy and like activism combined to make a point about something. So, you see, like, this is a very over exaggerated instance of like a human population who's like kind of like, they have everything at their fingertips and they're kind of spoiled. So, they don't really do anything. They don't like, they're not working physically, they're not working like, you know, they're not learning anything, they're not being educated, they're just kind of like eating all day long. They're not eating anything that's nutritional, they're not eating anything that's healthy for them. They're getting fatter, they're getting obese. They don't even know how to walk or get up. And it kind of shows today like how like junk food influences the population and how addictive it can be. And with technology that like we're kind of starting to get lazier and lazier and we're not able to do anything for ourselves anymore, basically.
Yeah, there's definitely that component of our relationship to food, and even more than that, our relationship to comfort, right? What else is satirized here? Do you notice anything else? If you haven't seen Wally, it is the whole show is kind of satirical about um like basically all people live in by and large a space community um because Earth has been destroyed by people. Let's see. Peter says watching screens constantly can also be applied to right now. Yeah. Did it really just come out a year before the release of the iPhone? That's crazy. Josiah.
Another thing I noticed is that satirization of reliance on technology. Like,
Mhm.
um, that you have the people talking to each other through the technology when they're right next to each other and could just use their normal voices and it would be more effective. But instead, they're talking through this communication system because it's technological, so it must be better.
Right. Now, for us, does technology give us a really cool way that we can connect and learn and grow together, like in this environment? Sure. Do you guys think you would have met Matt and heard about his uh, African wildlife experiences or got to hear about Tyler's ranch or anything like that if we didn't have this group where we could be together? No, right? But I'm also not sitting right beside you and I'm not in the next room over, right? Right, it's about controlling and regulating, right? Um, I don't even know what an Apple Vision Pro is. Is that a thing? Guys, I'm not up and up on technology. It sounds kind of scary. um, Yeah, well, and that's another thing too, because in Wally, Earth has been destroyed, right? So there's a lack of nature. Everything is clean and sanitized and provided for you, but there's a lack of nature. What is this satirizing about human connection? Oh, I saw that, Sebastian. That was oh man, that was based off of a novel that I read. And so then I watched the movie and you're right, like they all just were like crashing. Now I can't remember what it's called. Right, it was a huge cyber attack. Um, oh, Leave the World Behind. Yes, that's it. Yeah. There was definitely some satire in that one, for sure. Again, our dependence on technology, right? No, not based on real events. Speculative, what could happen? And a lot of times satire is speculative. Here's what could happen if we don't change something, right? Okay, what did that little clip say about human connection? Because I think that's the only other piece of satire that we're kind of missing here. And you've sort of touched on it. I think Emery said something about I'm in a tunnel, I can't hear you. And Josiah talked about they were literally right there, but still staying on their screens. Sebastian talked about how they can't even get themselves up. They hardly move. They stay in their little pods. So are they developing community and connection the way that we're meant to? You don't have to have a huge group of people. Like, you don't have to have 25 best friends. Um, but we all need community, right? Fake or at least orchestrated, right? Yeah, really interesting. Okay, there are types of satire. And some of them are humorous and more comfortable. And then we get to the ones that are more biting and less comfortable. So, the first type of satire is called Horatian, and it's named after Horace, who was a Roman poet and satirist from 65 to 8 BC. Horatian satire is more good natured and lighthearted overall. Now, it still strives to make you think and consider change, but it is more lighthearted. The tone overall is tolerant and understanding. Like, I know this is what we think is good right now, but here's what it might lead to. Um, so it's just a more tolerant, easy tone. If you have ever read Oscar Wilde's The Importance of Being Earnest or Mark Twain's Adventures of Huck Finn, they both use Horatian style satire. Oliver Twist may also fall into, I don't know. Oliver Twist, I think, may also fall into Horatian. So, if you've read any of those, you would know that. Okay. Um, Menippean was named after Menippus, a Greek philosopher from 300 to 260 BC. This one focuses on broader attitudes and biases rather than a person or a group of people. So the tone for this would be cheerful, gentle, intellectual, maybe a little whimsical. Works like Lewis Carroll's Alice in Wonderland or Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. Um, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's intellectual, not biting, but still might make you uncomfortable in parts. Um, yeah, it is. Lewis Carroll actually, um, really kind of speculated and did a lot of satirical things. Okay, then we have Juvenalian, which was named after Juvenal, who was a Roman poet and satirist from 55 to 127. This is the one that is more bitter, biting, and shocking. It's the one where you might feel, I don't know, like a little gross, a little upset, a little uncomfortable after reading it. The tone is more caustic, disgusted, angry. So we have pieces like George Orwell's Animal Farm or 1984, or Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, if you've read any of those. Okay. So we are going to, before we go to break here, take a bit of a closer look at satire. Now, I am not saying that you need to go